Greetings, citizens. This is Lieutenant Commander Mr. Everything coming at you with an important announcement from the UEE Navy. The 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron, the Lions, is recruiting. Be a part of something great. Join now. We are looking for new and veteran players. The 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron is a UEE Navy carrier-based squadron. If you're looking for a disciplined, well-trained unit, join now. Not only do we want combat professions, but we need first-person marine experts, merchants, miners, salvage. All professions are welcome in the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. Our mission is to protect the UEE and its citizens. Join the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. Expected missions would be anti-piracy, anti-smuggling, fleet protection, search and rescue, convoy escort, bounty hunting, exploration, mining, salvage, asset protection, cargo hauls, to name a few. Join now and see the galaxy. We have an organization page on the RSI website, as well as the forums in Spectrum, and we have our very own Discord. Role-playing is encouraged, but not mandatory. The galaxy awaits. Join now. Whether you're casual or competitive, we're looking for committed players. We're based on a World War II U.S. Navy Air Squadron theme. Our focus are carrier-based craft, with our primary being the Sabre. But all ships are needed and wanted in the squadron. We would like to have a wide variety of ships to allow all kinds of gameplay. Visit now your local Navy recruiter and join the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. The squadron is growing. Visit our recruiter at robertspaceindustriescom/orgs/1NAS to become a member of something great.
All right, looks like everything's working the way it's supposed to be. We are in the loading screen. As you can see, the new United. If you want, you can always pause the video and read this for yourself. Every patch, you get a new one. Hey, Sean, how are you doing this evening? How goes it, Derek? What's on the mission log tonight? Well, Sean, I got a couple of things planned for this night. Actually, I am going to go do more of the large cargo recovery missions, not the transport missions, but the ones where the cargo is just sitting on the surface of a moon or a planet and I can just go pick it up with my tractor beam. Usually those are guarded by bandits or whatever, and I should be able to take the bandits out from my cockpit. I should be able to recover the cargo without ever having to land as well. There was a night that they actually boarded my ship and I had to shoot them in the cargo hold. I thought that was wonderful because I had never seen that before. But that's one thing I'm going to be doing, and I need to do a couple of those style missions because I'm getting real close to tier 4 at Microtech. If we were to pull up my journal and I was to look at my Second Life resource drive, Microtech, you can see that I'm right there, right? I'm at 1241 and I need 1582. Okay, 1582. So I need another 341. That's what I need. Another 341, which is going to probably be 4 trips because I think I'm getting about 80 a trip. Might be 5 trips. I don't know. But math might be off. I re-equipped myself with a more appropriate outfit. I love the black and white. I think the black and white is very clean and very when I say clean, I don't mean like lacking dirt. I mean it seems very sharp, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very elegant, right? And I love the bug head helmet. It goes with the black and white look that I've got. Now, these arms are actually marine arms. They're normally only in woodland camouflage. I found these in a locker at one of the outposts that I was looking through, and they had this marine arms just for the picking, right? And so they call it justified, right? So if I hover over it there, it's called the Mark IV Arms Justified. Based on the heavy armor, this set has been modified from its original form. When there's a difficult job, you want to ensure that you can see it through to the end. This armor allows Marines to remain in active combat situations for a longer duration with more loadout options. Yeah, so I need to find justified other parts. Not doing that tonight though. We're going to do those cargo missions that I mentioned. Always like the black and white look. It reminds me of late 60s Apollo missions. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. My second thing that I want to do tonight is something that is more of it's kind of a rant on my part, or it's kind of a, I would love to have you and anybody else in the stream comment about this topic that I'm about to talk about. That's perfectly fine. I've got my opinion. I don't think I'm going to be swayed one way or the other, but I do want to hear what other people. Where did all the chairs go? This whole area right here where it's yellow used to have chairs. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, hold on. It won't let me use it. I can pull it out, but I can't use it. It won't let me holster it either. Okay, there we go. I was like, what the heck's going on here? This is it might be broken. It's one of those gravity motorcycles. It doesn't have anything in its trunk. That says closed, doesn't it? Okay, well, it's not letting me like stand it up or anything like that. I thought I'd just take it and like put it in the elevator, take it to my hangar with me, but oh well. Dude. I started a poll on the channel. If you go to, and it's in regards to the discussion I'm about to have. If you go to, I think it's the community tab. I don't know. It looks like eBay, not eBay. Looks like YouTube has changed up my channel a little bit. I don't think there is a community tab anymore.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I put a poll on there.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered
To ask
the
people,
location.
and if anybody's out there watching this on the follow-up, and you like if you're not live, you're watching this later, you can still go to the poll. I'm going to leave it up for about 1 month. Give it everybody more than ample amount of time to reply to the poll. The poll asks, when you're playing an MMO, and I've got a little bit, some hot takes about this, and some logical, let me rephrase it. I've got some logical and some emotional takes about my question. And that is, how do you prefer to play MMOs? Like when there are multiple servers offered, which one do you choose? And how do you choose it? I only had four lines to ask. There's probably about 6 different answers that I'm looking for. I guess I could have combined a couple of them, but then it wouldn't have been a very pure poll.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Basically, the poll refers to pure PvE or pure PvP on 2 ends of the spectrum, and then a bias towards PvE or a bias towards PvP. Like, would you prefer to play on a PvE server that has areas you can go to do PvP? Or would you rather have a server that is PvP everywhere and has areas you can go to be safe in PvE, cooperative zones? Or would you rather have strictly cooperative, no PvP at all? Or would you rather have a free-for-all, PvP everywhere, no restrictions? And that's what the question is about. And I have pure PvE co-op. Well, you can answer in the poll if you want. Put that down as your answer. That is one of the 4. I don't know how to get this conversation started, but I'm going to talk a little bit about some complaints that I've heard from both sides, really, because there are legitimate concerns on both sides of the spectrum, right? But I can also
Landing gear raised.
say that there is a little bit of animosity amongst a vocal minority, like hypothetically, players that really want a PvP, player versus player environment everywhere, complain about players that don't want to have PvP anywhere, right? And vice versa. The PvP or the PvE players complain that the PvP players, I gotta make sure I'm using the right PVs, because they get killed, because they're not because they feel like the attack was unjustified or whatever, right? And it goes both ways. I have my position, right, and I might influence people based on my opinion. Oh, perfect! It's available. I prefer PvE content, like story-driven content where I go into a base, I uncover a plot, against the Emperor, and I have to defeat the guy to prevent him from killing the Emperor, and basically it's story-driven, and I don't have any other players getting in my way, right? But I also enjoy going into scenarios where there are players hostile against me, and I get to either challenge myself against those players, or have a more competitive experience. Now, a lot of people just immediately jump to gunplay when it comes to PvP. You can have PvP without any guns. Where am I going? Oh, I'm going to this planet. Okay, I'm going. I'm on Port Tristler. I'm just going right down to the. It's not giving me a target, because that's not a target. I gotta find something close, or I could just fly there.
Shields off.
Hard to see with the white of the snowy planet, you know what I mean? Can't even see how far away it is. Looks like 400 kilometers. I don't see any like waypoints in that area Okay, well, I just fly there. So, as an example, if there was no combat at all, this event that we're doing right now is PvP. They don't immediately assume it is, but if there's a winner and a loser, if there are players that can win where other players will not win, we'll call it lose, then that is a player versus player scenario. If everyone won, or if you were just going up against a hard number, like you have to get 10,000 tons of cargo and you're given the big prize, then that's PvE. But because it's weighted against other players' totals, that's player versus player. And I don't mind that. I think that's pretty cool. That has nothing to do with me shooting someone, right? That's just, I'm trying to outdo them in cargo. Same thing with like mining and salvage. And if my organization builds the biggest base before your organization can build its base, well, that's also player versus player, because I got there first. If I'm carrying cargo to, let's say there is a, hypothetically, let's say there is a sickness on this station and they require medical supplies, but they can only afford 100 tons. And I bring 100 tons and they buy it off of me, and another player shows up to sell 100 tons and they tell him no, we've already bought the 100 tons. That is also a form of player versus player. Right? Even though we didn't shoot each other. And that, but then there's also what I kind of gather from the pissers, and that's what I call the PvP only players. The pissers, because PP, PvP, PP, your PP, your pisser. Okay, so they have this switch in their head that says to have a good competition, you have to blow somebody up. You have to shoot them dead and loot their bodies. That is a form of PvP, but it's like the least intelligent form, the least rewarding form, in my opinion. And my opinion's all that matters. I don't care what anybody else says. No, I'm playing. That's why I got the poll, because I want to know what other people have to say. I find that these pissers have a derogatory term for people that don't want to engage in direct combat for no reason. Like, they expect players to just fight them when they show up. I'm going to show up. I'm going to fight you. I want you to fight back. If you don't fight back, then you are a Care Bear, right? So, because you are on a mission, like I'm trying to get that 100 tons of medical supplies to this base, I can't stop and fight you and play your silly game. Now I'm a Care Bear. I'm not saying me personally, but all right, we're actually getting pretty close. We're at 160, it looks like. I thought it was like at 500. So yeah, we're getting there. So okay. So my next level of that is I was going to say something about being a Care Bear and being a pisser. Oh yeah. There has been discussions already on various YouTube channels and the forums and stuff like that about requesting a special server in Star Citizen for people that want to choose less PvP, right? Some knowing that there is a community of people that love PvE, there's a community of people that love PvP, that if you just make a PvE server, then that would satisfy the PvE players. They would be like, okay, now we're on a PvE server. I don't have to deal with these PvP players that are basically, sometimes they're mislabeled as griefers. Sometimes they're accurately labeled as griefers. Trying to harvest the tears of the Care Bears. And then and you could make a PvP server where all those people that want to engage in player versus player combat can go to the PvP server and shoot each other all day long and not have anyone complain or whatever. I'm actually really close. Okay, I might need to slow down a little bit. Whoa, I'm starting to red out because I'm applying brakes. And so my I've had this discussion years ago, but I just want to hear like what the modern community is saying or thinking about PvP versus PvE, because I see what a lot of the streamers are saying. Now, the comments on the, hey, we should just form a PvE server, CIG should just make a PvE server and then everybody would be happy, right? Well, no. The PvP players, this is their comment. They get very butthurt when PvE players want a PvE server. And the reason why, and this is me interjecting, but one of the reasons why they get upset is because they're saying it would split the community, right? Which it would. It would put 99% of the population on the PvE server. And then there would be 1% on the PvP server, and they could never find anybody to blow up because everybody would be ready to fight back. Everybody would have that gunship fight you first mentality. Everybody would be griefing everybody else. But, well, they might have 5%. They might have 5% of the community. but you've heard the term vocal minority. That's the PvPers. And when I say PvP, I'm specifically talking about the ones that are only wanting PvP. Okay, I think somebody's shooting at me. I'm hearing like dink dink like it's raining, right? On my tin roof. But I'm gonna gun whoever I see down. Is that a guy right there? Boy, I got a lot closer than I thought I did. I wish there was a way to dynamically change my convergence. I have my convergence set at like 1,000 meters. I want to know who's hitting me with whatever. Is he hitting me with a shotgun? What is he hitting me with? Put power into my guns so that I wouldn't have to wait so long for them to recharge. I don't want to get the cargo until after all these guys are dealt with. This is the first time in a long time that the AI has actually decided to maneuver instead of just standing there and let themselves get gunned down. When I zoom in like this, it gets real, my mouse gets real sensitive. So it's hard to like maneuver the ship. See, that guy should be dead. What is that in the middle anyway? Is that a dude there? Yep. Okay, what do you think? Nope, there's a dude. Looked like he had something on his shoulder, too. Okay, I'm thinking it should be okay. Is that like a beach, a river? That's pretty cool. It's a snow-covered planet, but they found an area that's like not covered in snow. That's cool. Bear with me, guys, while I do this, because I can't do two things at one time. I am a one-tracked mind kind of person, and I'll get your chat here in just a second as well, and we'll continue this conversation.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries.
Wait, I picked up a sniper rifle. Oh, man. You know what? It probably fell through the floor of my ship, but that's okay. I don't really want that sniper rifle anyway. I'm here for these boxes. Everything's so foggy, I can't even see in my own ship. No, you don't, you bitch. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I could land and walk around and see if there's any like really cool stuff on their bodies or whatever, but I'm trying not to concern myself with that. You bitch. I'm rolling the mouse wheel, right, to get it to zoom in like this to get closer. But if you click the mouse wheel, it changes mode on the tractor, and so it disconnects the package. So sometimes when I'm wheeling the mouse, I accidentally click. Oh, I was able to get it. Okay, I thought it might have been out of range. There'd be 10 boxes, but I don't think I got 10 boxes. I don't think. What is that over there? Is that a copian maybe, or tundra copian? Maybe that's copper. I don't know what I'm looking at over there. Maybe I'll go fly over there and try to see what it is. Go. Looks like maybe that's tundra. Yeah, that's definitely not 10. I could have flown in that seat, but I don't know. I just feel like flying from the seat. This is unknown. Dolvine, okay. If I was mining, which I'm not. it says copper. And tungsten and copper. Yeah, so I'm going to pick these pieces up. I don't see any guards or anything over here. Yeah, if you look right down below this seat, below this other seat, you can't really see it now, but when you're in the seat and you're getting out of the seat, well, maybe you could see it here. There's missiles right in there. No, I'm close enough. Okay, maybe I thought I was. Wait, are we on the ground? I didn't realize how low I was. We'll go with that. We'll see what happens. Damn, I must be jumping like crazy. You know, when I hit the climb or whatever. Vertical. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit all this in here. Ah, maybe I am. Come on, you're right there. There you go. I'm glad I came over here because this is another big come on, tractor beam. I'm trying to get it over on the left. But I can't see what I'm doing. That's the problem. It's like so foggy. Okay, I must have hit the button. That's okay though. That's my flight. Okay, whatever. We'll do it this way. There's 4 boxes down there? I don't think I've got room for those 4 boxes. Not unless I cram them in here. No. There it is. Like, rammed it in there. I'll get to the chats in a minute. Oh, look at that. It fit. Now, could I put one on the door and then, or 2 on the door and close it and see if it crushes the boxes? I'm gonna do it. Can't fly with the door open. I mean, I can fly, but I can't. Wait, am I on the planet? I'm on the planet. I could fly it back with the door open. I could do that. I don't have to close the door. If I want to go into quantum, I have to close the door. I'm going to try flying this back without closing the door. No. Whoops. Catch it. There we go. I can fly all the way to New Babbage. Come on. Don't slide. Don't slide off the edge. It's trying to slide off the edge. Okay. I guess I can't. I'm going to close the door and see what happens. Okay, we're going to. Watch it fall through the, like, get pushed out through the geometry. If it does, it's okay. I'll be okay with it dropping out. But I just want to test it. Let's get my rear view set up. That looks good. That says open. Let everything open. Now I'm going to close it and go to rear view. Might be in there. It might have stayed inside. Hopefully it doesn't blow up my ship. I'm hearing it rattling around in there. That's okay. We'll live with it. Okay, let me check out the chat real quick. We got, but what the PvP players are not understanding is how many people will not play the game or solo play the game because people, you're hitting the next topic that I was getting ready to say, that they complain because they know that they're going to be on a server that is barren and everybody's going to go over away, you know, like run away from them and get away from them to their, and then they'll be over there crying like, oh, I don't have anybody to blow up because, you know, they all left me here. I'm stranded all alone. Or those that don't put a ton of hours in and casually play the game. That's another thing. Some people only have like an hour or two a week that they can play, and they don't want to deal with all of that, right? They just want to have fun. They just want to get in, play a little bit, move some cargo, maybe interact with some friends. Maybe go on a mission or something. And so they don't have time for all that, like dying and for no apparent reason to another player for no apparent good reason or not. Okay, once I get to about 11 and a half, I think I can make a jump from here. I think. We're not going to go to New Babbage. We're going to go to Tressler because I'm going to make a jump. And I should be able to do it straight off, straight away.
Shields off.
I hope this I hear that cargo back there all bouncing around. I think the jump did it some good. Maybe not. I'm still hearing it bounce around back there.
Shields are up.
And then Trey says you can open all doors right as you go into quantum, and doors will reopen before they close. Good to know. Good info. Vehicle will be impounded. Leaving restricted area. Okay, I don't know what's going on there.
Landing gear deployed.
Hey Trey, if I come across as being ungrateful or condescending or just an asshole, just understand that I mean it. I don't mean it. Anything I say or about to say in any that's not what I mean. I don't mean to be an asshole, or maybe I'm just naturally an asshole. I don't know. But just FYI, I've been playing Star Citizen since 2014. Just FYI. I know I don't act like it. Oh, no, what I was getting ready to say. Yeah. I know, I appreciate, because sometimes I overlook stuff, you know, or forget things, or, you know. And it's always good. It's always cool. We're all cool here. Okay, my box survived. interesting. I've had that happen to me 3 or 4 times now, where I'm taking a box out, and as soon as it gets over the ramp, the ship wants to jump. And nothing bad happens. It's just, it's very strange. And I don't know what it is about the Zeus, but the like the walker, the cargo loaders, the Atlases or whatever, they don't want to reach into a Zeus. They can place things in a Zeus, but they can't pick it up once it's in the Zeus. And I don't know why that is. If I step up on the ramp, then it can start picking stuff up. But this is just as easy. Now these little freight elevators have a max limit. I don't think I've reached it with this cargo. I'm gonna have to do some math here. Because 10 of these is only 80, so I think it can handle at least 120. I don't remember the amount. No! Wait, what? It didn't count it as my cargo. Really? Okay. I'll do it a different way. Not even a partial load. Alright. I'll just pick up the other one then. That's mysterious. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something completely different. Okay, well at least it put it in my personal inventory over here. Sean says, sometimes you're not cool. You called us console players. You called us console players trash. I remember that evening. I re- retreated to my bedroom and played Barry Manilow until I cried myself to sleep. And I meant every word of it. Oh my gosh. I don't think console players are trash. I just think they aren't as. I just think they're a lower form of life. No, what I mean by that, it's not. It's not. It's like if you compare red and blue, you know, there's two colors, but I might like one of them better. You know, I might like blue better. So I'm going to say red is not as good as blue. But in reality, there, there's, well, I guess there is an actual physical difference, but it's not like tangible or anything. So don't take it personally, Sean. I just think you're trash. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. If anybody's trash, it's me. It's a lot like let's say a casual player, like you say, someone who only logs in for a couple hours and plays a week. Are they any better or worse than someone that plays every single day? You know, I would say no. Okay, this doesn't want to scroll. What's going on? Okay, there we go. I wouldn't say they were better or worse. They're just different. Now, those boxes better be in there. I killed a lot of people for these boxes. There they are. Okay. Let's see if I can get that contract. Microtech. Ongoing material acquisition. That's the one it should be. Contract accepted. 0 SCU delivered. Now, I could probably lift it all, but I heard there was a problem with stacking boxes. during this event, so I'm going to not do that. I'm going to select all, but I'm going to turn some of it off. Now, when I go to lower it, it should say it's part of the thing. Yeah, like that. Sometimes you got to power it off and power it back on. A lot of extra steps for this, but hey, it's all good. I'm not getting my 150,000 credits for that first mission. Apparently it bugged out on me, but you know, I'll live with it. I'm more interested in the total tonnage anyway, because I want to get closer to I want to get tier 5. Tier 4 will get me a submachine gun. Tier 5 will actually get me the assault rifle. I'm okay with submachine guns, actually, believe it or not. But I want the rifle too, you know. Oh, I'm so close. I'm at 1353. I only need about 200 and change, which effectively would be 2 more loads, because I can't carry more than about 120 max. Well, I'm not going to do that tonight. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and log out of Star Citizen right now. I'll probably do a couple of more loads like that off camera. But I will be back again because I want to eventually I want to get to tier 5. Even if we don't get the final reward at Microtech, you know, even if we don't get to 200,000, to get from there to there is only like another 500. This is like the biggest jump, right? I'm in the big jump right now. When we get to 1500, I'm still going to press on because I want to get to this 2026 or whatever. Once I get to tier 5 and I get the assault rifle, then I might go work on Crusader, get it all the way up, then Art Core, and then Hurston last, because I don't want to have anything to do with this Hurston. Now, I've been thinking about renting a ship that can carry more than about 120 cargo so that I can take multiple missions, but I don't mind going back and forth. I don't mind. I think it's okay. Okay, well, one of the reasons why I am logging out right now is because I need to. I probably should submit that so I can get paid. Because if I log out with this active, it'll just say I'm not active. Tungsten pays the most. And I had 32 tungsten. Yeah. Okay, I just did that, right? Oh, history. Okay.
Noticed you logged another completed contract. Grab another if you're available.
I'm
Microtech could really use the help right now.
I'm not available. Okay, so I'm at 2,750,000. That's not bad. When I started at like 70,000. One of the reasons why I'm logging out is I got to get ready for my Skyrim uh, playthrough. I do Skyrim every night, and if you're interested in watching some Skyrim, please uh, refresh the stream once I get back. Refresh the channel because it'll actually be a different stream, but it'll be on my channel. So just refresh the channel. You should get a Skyrim. Um, yeah, I'm not really. I'm trying to remember what we're doing. Um, we did the Serana thing. I still need to take the Elder Scroll back to the Dawn Guard so that they can tell me what the next step is. I think we're doing minor quests. Okay, yeah, we just did Aganthams, which uh, we got a journal to go around to 4 different dwarven keeps or whatever. I'm not in any rush to do that. Uh, I have a bunch of side quests. I need to clear them out. But okay, that's a topic for Skyrim. So I will see you guys in just a few minutes. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me. Oh, don't forget, I do have a poll running on my stream, on my channel. I got a poll asking about PvP and PvE. So please jump on there, give me your 2 cents, and at the end of the month we'll check it and see what the status is. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.